So, we are watching, on the left side of the screen, Kevin Bellamy, famous from the Weekend Warlords, best friend of Rasta Mace, playing Sigma Squadron Ace, Duke, Sigma Squadron Ace, Duke, Sigma Squadron Ace, Duke, and Crackshot. Versus Jack Mooney, who we saw in the last game playing Han Solo, with Trickshot, Kane and Jarrus, R2-D2, Inertial Dampers, Engine Upgrade, Millennium Falcon, Luke Skywalker, and Jake Farrell with Lone Wolf and Outmaneuver. Now, we saw how in the last game, Jack had a masterclass of controlling range and position with Phantoms, and had an unhittable Jake Farrell. One of the things we'll talk about as well is I'm just about to be joined by a commentator. So just give me a moment and we'll get into the discussion now. Hello, Alessandro.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Alessandro is joining me as a commentator for this match. He's a teammate of Kevin's from the Weekend Warlords.
But I'm even like a best friend with Jack.
With Jack as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys went around a bunch of opens last year, huh?
We actually sleep in the same room for like many times.
Yeah. But also, you were one of the infamous Phantom players.
Yeah.
Until Jack knocked you out in
Jack knocked me out.
Top 32.
Top 16.
Top 16. Actually, that's right. We've just seen top 8. So so what I'm trying to get at here is that there's a parallel here that Jack has gone through 3 Phantom lists. This is his 3rd in a row.
Yeah.
Right. So and he's managed to beat both so far. I'm not sure what his match was like against you. How did that end up?
Actually, the key of the game is like try to hunt Jake. It's basically like a mistake. Go for Han Solo because he's like too tanky. So it's just like something that you have not. I mean, it's gonna take like too long for kill Han Solo. And meanwhile, Jake could actually do whatever he wants, and with the outmaneuver. Is actually a big threat for the Phantoms. So I think that the key of the game for Kev will be being able to hunt Jake Farrell and take it out as soon as possible from the game.
No, you say that, but did you see Ben's last game?
Yeah, I saw Ben's last game. It's exactly what Ben did the last game.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah, but you know, you cannot take like.
You can put that down to more the dice and everything. Yeah.
So nice.
His opening's been very similar. He's had Han kind of accelerate into the middle of the board space. In Ben's game, he boosted forwards because the Phantoms had spread out a bit more towards the board edge. But here he's decided to boost left.
Yeah.
To try and gain some distance.
I'm quite shocked because. The approach to my game was like completely different from Jack. He actually deployed Han Solo in front of my Phantoms and Jake Farrell in the opposite side, in the opposite angle. So I don't really know how to read this opening, but the point is that Jack will try to keep his Falcon at range 3 and using the boost for try to dodging as many Phantom as possible. So
well, it looks like for now Kev is making it clear Han is his priority.
Yeah.
Han, I mean, 4 Phantoms firing on Han. Yeah, I mean, Han's tanky, but they couldn't get enough damage through. Do you not think?
Yeah. I completely understand what you mean. So I don't know actually what. Oh yeah, it's banking in. In this situation, Jack is like in a massive advantage at the moment because he can do like a 3 bank with Han and dodging all the Phantom and having like anyway a clear shot against the white one probably.
Yeah.
And depends what he's going to do with Jake Farrell. Yeah,
we've put little donuts around the stems of the Phantoms so you can tell which one's which. The turquoise one is the one that has crack shot.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
The expendable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Kev is trying to keep all his Phantom information is like crucial for him. Focus fire on one of Jack's ship. So is what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Let's get that out of the way.
I'm curious to see what is gonna be like the maneuver for Han Solo here with Jack.
Yeah. So Jake still trying to play cautious, even though he's got a lot of distance. He doesn't want to give too much away for the next phase. And Han 2 or 3 is free bank across the asteroid, and then he's now given. You think he's probably going to boost?
I'm not sure. I think that
rotate his arc
could even be.
rearwards.
No, he doesn't need to rotate his arc because he's got Luke crew. So at the start of an
He can do
engagement
that whenever
phase,
he
he can
wants, yeah.
spend one force for rotate.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he really need to rotate it now. There you go, range 3 through the rock, 4 dice, primary. He takes the lock.
Takes the target.
Reasonable.
World Championship target locks there.
Yeah. It's gonna be like 4 against 4.
So blank, focus, rerolls for Han.
Yep.
And there you've got 2 free hits.
No,
he can spend 2 and a
he can
focus.
spend the lock and then Cannon Jarrus
Target
for
locks and focuses.
Yeah, for 3. For 4. He spent both
both the force tokens.
It's gonna be 2 shields. Unless, he's gonna be 2 shields unless Kev decide to use the evade, but it's not likely to happen. So
no, so takes the shields off of the
the white one.
The white one. Yeah. And
Back.
Firing back.
3.
Focus
for 3.
hit and crit. Focuses for 2 and a crit, and he jukes. So he rerolls for Han.
Yep.
Blank, focus, blank.
2 shields gone.
Evades, takes 2 shields from Han.
Yeah, I wanted to save one of the. I wanted to save force of defense, but I was like.
Jack has been greedy, using the 2 force for forcing the damage through the white one.
Well,
Should probably have, like,
really
for his game plan, probably should have kept both the force and just leave it like waiting.
But for now, right now, position where he's in, really he wants to see what those phantoms are going to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not even going to pursue Han, and Han's got time to recover those force tokens. He needs to kind of wait the next turn out. Jake's going to take a cautious move, and then maybe even 2 straight barrel roll back. Or
the problem that he's got with Jake is that if Kev is going to decloak on the left side and go 2 straight with all of them, if Jake is gonna take like a cautious move, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
It's probably the best option that he's got here is like doing like a 5 straight. That is gonna cover pretty much all the maneuver that the phantoms can do. But who knows?
But I think if they were to bank left, I think that would put him right in front of them. Even if he tried to boost to get out of there, I think he'd be right in front of all 4 of them.
Yeah,
if they were all to bank to the left.
Yeah.
So I think, like I say, I think Jake's going to do a short maneuver, barrel roll back to try and keep range. Yeah, they're going for Jake. So
is what he must do.
It was it may even have been a 1 turn left, and then barrel roll back to put himself pretty much behind where he is right now.
It might well be. Yes, please.
Simon, I'm like I'm admiring you because I really do not understand the distance from this perspective in the game.
Well,
I really cannot understand the distance.
It's not much to admire because I'll tell you that when you watch me play the game, I'm useless. As looking at it from all sorts of angles, I can't judge anything. But from here, being used to looking at this screen and this kind of an angle, you do get used to like roughly working out close to the camera, far to the camera, the perspective, and how much range is.
There you go. He's trying to defend the 5 straight of Jake Farah.
Yeah, absolutely. If Jake had gone 5 straight, I think he would have been snapped straight into the snare of the trap. Yeah, I think we're seeing if Jack's read the situation correctly. If Jack's read the situation correctly, he's 1 turn to the left, barrel roll left, and put himself a little bit further away from them, maybe even out. Then barrel rolling, to try and make sure to spread those arcs out.
Yeah, he's trying to cover as many options as possible for Jake, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
This one here. Because that was the one through the
Yeah,
right.
where's
1 second, they're talking about something.
Oh, right, okay.
It's the way I was taught to count.
No, yeah, no, I just normally, with
Sorry.
stuff on.
Sorry.
But maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from you, right?
No, because that'd be stupid. Because it's
Oh,
for
right,
me.
okay. That way's stupid, but the other way isn't. Kev. Not happy, Kev. Right, yeah, sure.
I've got some aloe vera in my bag.
I didn't see numbers, and I asked which one was two.
Sorry, that's 2 bank as well. It's a fair point, actually. Yeah.
So turns left, as I said, and then like I say, I think his option is to barrel roll and get as much range as possible. That's what I think he wants to do. Boosting would get him out of one arc, out of the two. Well, I don't think the orange one's got range.
I don't think so.
No,
honestly,
the yellow
but
one's got arc and
You
range.
can still like boost and barrel also.
If he was to barrel roll left, then I think he'd be at the tip of range 3 from the yellow one. The blue one would probably just be out of range. White one's too far away anyway. So he's boosting forwards, straight, and so now I guess he's going to try and barrel roll. No, focus. That's it. He stays there. Okay.
I forgot what he was doing.
It's gonna probably take just 2 range
He
3
might.
from the blue one
Yeah,
and from the white
The
one.
white one might just have range there.
Is the blue one you said the one with crack shot?
Yes, the blue one's the one
so
that has
it's not
traction.
even like juke, so
Yeah.
it's not dramatic.
It's not as difficult to weather.
Yeah. It's just that one, isn't it?
Yeah,
range
so
2.
just range on the turquoise phantom.
Hit and crit.
Fire, hit, crit, and that's a focus and evade, jukes it, and the crack shot one no, so he evades it all after spending the focus. Yeah, and they go back to star. We're going to check range from the other two.
Range 3. Yeah, looks like if he's got a range 3.
I want to need to spend focus.
Yeah.
So I still have a focus, right?
Yeah, you do, yeah. Got a shot.
And it's not
Didn't need to spend the focus on that last attack, so they put it back on. And it looks like they're saying that they're going to try and mark this ship to get out of the way to make 100% sure about range.
Yeah.
It touches. It won't. It
Touches,
won't
yeah,
pass
yeah.
through. So
Yeah, it's touching.
there's range
definitely
3. Only just there, like I said. 3
natural.
hits. And
sure.
Juke
For
for
that
3.
one does have juke.
Oh yeah.
And now he spends the focus.
That's how that works. Cool.
That's everything.
Yeah, where you
All right, and they go back to Dars now. So Kev probably decloaks left on the
Yeah.
2 phantoms closest to, right, sorry, on the 2 phantoms closest to Jake, and then maybe even forward on the 2 behind, and then maybe even the orange and the white one take a 2-3 turn to the
I think that
right?
the white one cannot decloak on the right because
No,
that's
I'm
like
saying it's going to go forward. It's going to move the turquoise and the yellow one out of the way first, and then moving them left probably, and then the orange one and the white one will move forward. I don't think the orange one's going to decloak right, sorry, because he'll
Yeah, it will be out.
he'll be in a bad position then.
It's a very tough game for Kev, this one, honestly, because the 2 ships, they both move after him, and they have like repositioning abilities, so it's gonna be really tough.
Say what? 59 minutes.
Yeah. Sure. Your son. Yeah.
Okay, so decloaking forward with the yellow one. That's a surprise. Yeah, well, there you go. So probably one turning right with those two. Forward of all of them.
Everyone's straight.
Yeah,
Maybe the blue one, no? Yeah.
yeah, to the right.
It's gonna probably try like the block with the blue one on Jake.
Yeah.
One art.
Yeah. One heart to the right.
Everyone.
Two
Or
hearts.
two, whoa.
A bit faster than expected, but it'll work.
Almost. It's what they do every turn.
One art with last one.
It's predictable, but everybody checks out.
It's not good. I misjudged it.
Fair.
Was going to be hard for him.
Okay.
It's gonna probably block
He's
like
used a
two
calculator.
straight.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, 5 straight. Boost.
Just thinking about barrel rolling on the right. or
To
boosting
get out of
away.
the arc of
Yeah.
that turquoise crack shot.
There you go. Boosting or not boosting.
Yeah.
There you go. Boost.
And that escapes the white.
Yeah.
The white one from having a range 3 shot as well.
Yeah. This probably have just like a range 3 from the white, but
Yeah.
definitely not from the orange.
Is it still after a white manoeuvre you can remove with Keynes?
Range 3.
Let's have a look. Maybe not.
Out.
Nope, no range on that one.
He's out of work, right? And you take this.
I need one of my bendy lasers.
Definitely out.
What, wait, one of your bendy lasers? Yeah, what are you trying to tell him, man?
Don't just those laser sights. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is Jack is actually playing the same list that he brought to the Worlds when he made the top 4, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
Was the
now it's
same list
second
of the-
edition, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, Jake and
Second
no,
edition.
it's,
Yeah,
it's always
exactly,
been
exactly.
Jack's list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It was only last year he had a bad run at the System Open. He ended
Yeah.
up changing over to low
Yeah, but
Fen.
you know what? Actually, Jack at the first System Open that he played last year
Yeah,
was in Hanover, and he played Jake,
yeah. No, I know.
and he went like 4-2. That, I mean, considering like the meta of
Yeah.
the 1.0 was like quite a miracle. And after that, decided to close his eyes and set a random dial and play Fen Ghost. And yeah, and he made the top 4 in Italy, I think. If I remember right, but
Sorry?
I thought you started.
No, sorry, dude. It just takes a bit of time. This.
Yeah, so there we go. There's Kevin's having a bit of a difficulty now thinking about what his manoeuvre is going to be. And this is what we've seen Jack do last turn. It's just kind of like jump around, make it hard for the Phantoms to kind of pin him down. And even when Ben was able to get him, even blocked him into the corner of the board, tanked all those rolls.
Yeah, with
didn't
Jake,
have
he
any
had, like,
difficulty.
the Ben's Phantom had like quite a hard time against Jake. So now Kev has like the choice to try to go for An or keep chasing Jake.
Have you been to the other system opens this year?
No, this is the first one that
yeah?
I played this year. Yeah.
The Polish one from November doesn't count.
No.
Okay.
I did not attend that that system open. I've just been. This one is my first this year. Yeah.
Good thanks, system open. And so you've not got an invite yet?
No, but as I was saying to Jack before, I cannot attend at all.
Oh, you can't?
No, I can't. Even if I will ever get the invite this year, I won't be able to attend the Worlds. So
why is that?
I'm just like starting like training at the university.
Right, yeah.
I need to attend the training.
There's certain times when you got to focus on that, yeah. 100% agree. Because it can get you into a bit of a mess if you start,
I can't because I need to attend every Friday from September to February, so whatever way.
It's impossible. There we go. Right, so Kev's been a bit more committal in this phase so far with the decloaks and with that turquoise crackshot Phantom, but Jake 5 straights again. and there's not much he's going to be able to do. And right now, if Han was to pop inertial dampeners,
was
exactly that turquoise Phantom is in a bad place.
Yeah, and the blue one, if I'm not wrong, is the shieldless one. Is it the shieldless one?
It's the one. No, it's the white one that just moved up.
But it's probably gonna take anyway like a range 3 through the rock. That it means like 4 dice.
Yeah.
We were speaking about the inertial dampers. How it's good with the Han and R2D2.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much you can pretty much use like every time.
When you get down to no shields,
exactly.
every single time, just recover a shield.
Shieldless, you can recover 1 shield. And
So Jake, 3 banks, right.
It's not really boost away and focus.
Focuses and boosts. There you go. So now, like I said, I think Han's gonna look.
He is.
No, he's moving. No, he's dampeners. Oh no, he did say something about dampeners, but no.
Oh, it's moving.
He's moving.
Probably should have.
No, he didn't want to use dampeners, but even so, he's got trick shot. Yeah, and he's going through the rock, and he's got his ability, and so it's not a bad position against the turquoise Phantom.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Still thinking about the action.
Surely he shoots Jake as well.
It's a difficult decision, huh?
Yeah, quite tough this one.
Yeah.
Evade. Good evade for having like the 3 reroll pretty much.
So, looks like there's no range on white, or it's close.
2 through the rock, to the blue one, and 3 on the white one. There you go.
1, 2, 2 blanks, and 1 blank and a focus. 2 hits and it looks like one. It might even be a crit. Spends the focus, gets 2 and a crit. 1, 2, 3 blanks and an evade.
So,
2 shields.
So at the moment I'm taking 2 shields.
On the turquoise one, which is down here.
Spend my evade.
Spends the evade. takes 1.
My shots?
Yep.
Lee's got no shot.
Yeah. He might have range.
Yeah. I don't think he's got. Let's try him. So.
Range 3.
Close enough to get that one.
Yep.
Yeah, range 3, Orange Phantom onto Hat Jake. Blank, focus, and crit. Spends a focus to get 1 and a crit, and there's juking the evade, gets 1, 2 focuses, then 2 blanks. Spends the evade. Or spends the focus, I should say.
Yeah, spends the focus for no damage.
Spends the focus to evade.
It's range again.
Yeah.
So close.
I mean, we need another finger on the rock.
Steph, do you want to hold the rock just in case?
I don't want to move the rock, do you?
So that's Judge gets called in to hold the rock from the wrong angle there, Seb, because that's where he's trying to measure. It looks like it slots down pretty easily, so I don't think that's range.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Okay, so 2 hits and a blank. Gets 1, 2 blanks. And it looks like he evaded easily.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
This Jake today looks like immortal.
But not through.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true either, mate.
Well, especially with the last game as well. No damage on Jake. Technically, no damage on any of Jack's ships because the only shields he lost was from doing inertial dampers.
Yeah.
Blank, focus, and hit becomes 2. And gets focus, crack shots to get 1 through. Yeah, loses 2 shields.
Let me just double check.
Half points on Jake.
Yeah, well that's something we didn't see last time. Even so, that's not enough to stop him if he takes if he half points a Phantom. Half points on Jake is not enough. We saw this.
Depends. If he's gonna take like half points on the crackshot one, it's gonna be exactly the same.
Yeah.
They cost exactly the same. Jake is 47 points, like the Phantom with crackshot is 47 points.
Right. Okay.
The other Phantom are 51, so it's like 26 the half of them.
Yeah. And even in the last game, we're speaking to Ben Lee, is that there was a favourable option here, is to play for time and go to the final salvo.
Yeah, obviously, because it's gonna be like 12 dice against
5
dice.
Yep.
I don't think that Kev is like the kind of player that is gonna play on the time, but never say never.
And 45 minutes to go in the round, roughly. So not even reached that halfway stage yet, and the game's proving to be a bit more complicated for Jack than last time round. Last time, this game, an hour and a quarter seemed to fly that by, and virtually nothing would happen. I think they only had like 10 rounds in the game. This one, Kev is definitely pressing the engagement a lot harder and making sure that Jack just can't play around in the board space he's got.
Temptation to run through that, I can finish it lying on the barrel. I just really Chariots of Fire.
Jack is not in a good spot at the moment.
No.
Definitely not.
We were discussing earlier how Kevin's got his invite.
Yep.
Simeon obviously is going back for World Championship.
Yep.
So that means that there's already a Warlord excursion going on.
Yeah, exactly. Now Rasta is playing for.
Matt Rasta needs that invite. He'll be getting desperate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him in Paris again. He's still playing in hyperspace, right?
Yeah.
And is he still undefeated or
In hyperspace.
Rasta?
No, Rasta is not playing hyperspace. I think.
Oh,
Last
no?
time that I saw him, he was like at the Kobuto stand.
All right. Okay.
I don't think it's playing the hyperspace.
Okay.
As you put that up, the idea of everybody going, as you get a shit into toilet, it's like falling short because you're gonna die.
Han here he's got like two choice. He can like play a very long maneuver, and at the end of the day he can still decide at the end if using inertial dampers or not. So it is like a massive advantage for a ship like the Falcon.
Okay. Yep.
Evade.
Yeah. And focus is the turk. This is the turquoise one. Is the crack shot one? Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Do a one bank.
One banks to the right.
So now Kev, sorry, now Jack cannot say that with the inertial damper.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna take like
He's
probably
this is what I'm
3
saying.
shot
Is that
if he's
Kev's
gonna
pressed the engagement. He's been a lot more forceful than Ben was, and just basically said, "No, this is not a positional game, Jack. I'm gonna make you fight for the victory." Jake, one turns right.
Ooh.
Barrel rolls left. Sorry, it's one turn to left, barrel roll left. Focuses in a very interesting position. And boosts. Still in arc of all four of those phantoms, and 3 of them will have range on him.
Oh, okay. Right, okay, you get 2. Didn't realise
You just can't do it yourself twice as an action.
Right.
It's not a sign.
The position of Kev's ship is amazing in this moment because wherever he's going with the Han, he's gonna take like he's got like at least like 3 ships that can shoot on both the targets. So
Now I think he might be in a position there where he's escaped the orange arc.
I'm saying that anyway. Kev could decide to shot the 3 ships on one target this round because blue, white, and yellow definitely got like line on Han as blue, orange, and white on Jake. Reroll for Han.
Rerolls with Han after getting just 1 hit. And gets 3. Blank, and if focus.
Almost like it focus,
yeah.
Let's go with number 4.
Was probably 3 focus because I cannot see.
No, he only had. I think he had 1 evade and a focus. So I don't know.
Yes.
So when do you have to check that? When you need it? Or
It's going for Jake.
Focus.
3.
2 and a crit.
2 and a
Range
crit.
2. Yep.
it's just like wolf. It's just when you defend. Yeah. Okay. This is the one with crack shot, you said, yeah.
It is a crack shot skill.
Okay, and a focus, an evade. Spends the focus for 3.
This one.
Orange on Jake.
Jake.
Of course. It's the only one.
So. Yep.
Range.
I don't think orange had an arc on hand anyway. 2 blanks and a hit. Gets enough to save it.
Back,
White one.
Number 2.
On Jake.
Range 3.
Range 3.
1, a focus.
For 3.
And here you got 2 focuses, 3 focuses. Rerolls 1 for Lone Wolf. And then just like I did, Jake. One.
Just
Still
one?
have
Just one.
Range with number
That?
3.
Maybe not.
Range.
Yellow.
I don't have range at hand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just out of range.
Yeah,
Jake.
range three
So
on
firing
hand,
on
probably.
hand.
That might actually be through the roll. Do you reckon?
Yes. One's called,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no one's
Hit.
looking back at me, so
And
Three.
focuses for 2 for free. And that's an evade and 2 focuses.
Nice. Very nice.
And there you go, back to dials.
Jack had like the best roll possible on Han.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah.
Don't even think.
Looking over at the other semi-final, I can see Luke and Rick are still going at it. I can still see a couple of K-Wings knocking around on the table. At least 3 K-Wings from what I can see. A B-Wing, 2 B-Wings. I can see 2 B-Wings, 2 K-Wings, and then somebody else is in the way. No, it's right. It's not that big of a deal. How many K-Wings are there? So yeah, so they've lost a U-wing and a K-wing on the other second semi-final. So now Jack's dials are down. Kevin's got 3 set. Just waiting on the white one, which is the one that's got no
Kev's got
shields.
choice now.
Yeah. But at the same time, yeah. So whether or not Jack just decides to just bug out with Jake in hand and see if Kev splits his formation.
What's that?
So decloaks yellow and white to the right.
Can keep hard one in or bank one in
Orange.
for like chasing Jake.
Decloaks to the left. Ooh.
He's going for the block.
Yeah, trying to make sure he's shutting down those avenues for Anne, and making
Again.
sure that if he does choose to go fast, then he's
This is good because he cannot use the inertial dampeners probably. So he's going for Han this round. Two blinking.
2 turns to the left and pursues Jake. This is not looking good for Jack right now because he's got
I'm hoping the 2 bank isn't on the
the
right.
Phantoms have just kind of closed in on him. 2 bank to the left.
Would have been better with the 1. Oh well. Yeah, it would definitely be better with the 1. There we go.
And Jake, 2 banks left. Also,
Decision.
barrel roll left and back. And no, he put himself in a really dangerous position from that crack shot Phantom.
Barrel and get a shot.
He cannot barrel roll in because it's gonna be on the rock probably.
I think he's got space. I think he's just got space to fit.
He's trying.
Yeah, plenty of space.
Whoa.
Trying to get arc on that orange phantom to see if he can manage to get at least one shot off this round before he gets blown to pieces, I guess.
That was like, at least that was like a crack shot.
Anyway,
You can tank it up.
So you're not stressed over.
Decide to take just like a range one from the crack shot one.
Sorry, do you mind the what?
do you think he could tank that? Do you think he could tank it? He's only on 1 hit point. No,
Crack shot one.
I don't think so. I think he's going to go down this turn, but he was trying to get one shot off before he did.
If he is
He has topped inertial dampeners on the Falcon.
I was going to hard to anyway hit this guy and shoot at range 1 with guns. So range
Not gone nowhere.
So range one on the white one, that is the damage one.
Right, 1, 2, and a focus. Hit
Spend
crit and
lock.
focus. Spends target lock to
It
roll the blank.
spends,
Spends
one
the
force.
force to get
And it's,
focus and a blank.
He must spend everything for.
Yeah, he's down to 3 hit points.
Yeah, to stay alive.
Yep.
So it takes only
Hit and crit.
hit and crit,
Still could be that, but
and the crit is
Fuel leak.
fuel leak.
just to see fuel leak.
Well, I can hear him say it first things first, but remember that those black shapes, those are mine,
like
so I can identify them. 1, 2, 3,
network.
4 from the Phantom, and it looks like 3 evades. Takes Jake's last damage card.
Dead.
So right now, 221 to 179.
Okay.
What is the MOV?
And now is like actually a game that Kev can play.
Yeah, but that white Phantom's now down to one hit point.
Yeah, it's true, but the
Yeah,
exchange of Jake
And
is
that's 51 points. If he takes it off the board,
So he has to
so yeah, difficult position right now.
definitely.
Can that inertial dampeners trigger again?
Inertial dampers actually can trigger every time that Anne has got a shield. So even in the case of shot that take all the shield off, if Anne would be damaged and so he would be able to trigger R2D2,
Yeah.
he can still activate inertial dampers if obviously R2D2 did not roll like twice the hit. But obviously it's very strong with An because if you roll the hit on the first place, he can reroll with his ability. So
Yeah, well, with that,
and he's only hit, so
it's more than anything, I'm just wondering, like, what kind of position is Kev going to leave himself open for? Because Han's got perfect information here, where everything moves before him, and if while he's got those inertial dampeners, he can always sit there and go, "I'm perfectly happy where I am," and
Yeah,
stay there. And that white Phantom, one more shot is going to be very dangerous for him, and he needs to worry about that. He's not got the cloak at the moment, so his maneuvers aren't that variable.
this round Kev should try to like avoid the death of the white one, but it's very difficult.
Yeah. It is from the position they're in right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult to keep
Yeah.
that white one alive for the
Definitely.
next round.
Definitely.
I mean, there's an option where he anticipates inertial dampeners and just decides to fly into Han and bump it, which means that Han would then have to fly past and shoot through the rear arc.
Yep.
Reposition the arc.
He can even bump and reposition the arc with Luke.
Yeah, but
But-
the thing is that if he's in contact with the white one, he
Yeah, of
can't
course, of
fire
course.
on it. So that
Of
saves that
course.
white one for
Yeah.
one round,
Definitely.
giving him an opportunity to position himself better for the next round.
Definitely. He's declocking now.
Yeah, decloaking forward with that one, with the yellow one, which pushes the yellow one further away from the engagement as well. I do get the impression we're going to see that white one go down this turn unless it somehow manages to end in a bump to save itself.
No cloak,
cloaks again
The
on the
white
yellow
one could even,
phantom.
like move and cloak and take the chance. But
Looks like he's gone straight. No, banked. One banked, trying to block Han.
cloak, yeah. He's gonna take his chance. 4 against 4.
You give me a cartoon.
Yeah, as it is, I can see inertial dampers being popped. Han pilot skill killing that white phantom.
I'll take the focus for what it's worth.
And not receiving any other damage this round.
How are we doing it that way?
Yeah.
I know he's decided to move. Arcs are still facing left to right. But as we say, we've got Luke, so there's no difficulty there.
Spin arc and just hope to roll well with one force charge. Or
Spin it with Luke.
spin it with Luke, take target lock, which is arguably better. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to... Sorry, target lock has an action.
Target locks with the action.
And then start of combat.
Start
And,
of combat phase.
yeah.
Uses Luke to
So,
spin the
yeah,
arc
exactly.
backwards. And rolls 4 dice into white with only a cloak token to protect him. 4 focus.
He hasn't
hit,
got any
hit.
force.
No, he's not got any
active,
force.
so-
He's got the target lock, so he wants to repeat those. He wants to repeat those. The focus and the blank.
Yeah, of course.
Re-rolls and gets
Three.
free. Blank, blank, evade, blank. No,
Dead.
two evades there. 2 evades.
Yeah, he's dead.
So it's a crit goes through.
Damage. Yeah.
Just normal damage, but it's dead.
Yep.
And that puts Kevin ahead by 4 points.
That's it, isn't it?
Now, Kevin has to try and get half points. Needs to put at least 4 more damage into Han Solo. 27 minutes to go. It's quite a lot of time still to play. So I mean, there's everything to play for here. It's been a slower round than the last one was, despite there being more action. I've got an
So,
idea. Yep.
72 points is Alf Han plus 47 of Jake would be 72, 79 is 119. It means that if Kev will manage to take half of Han, he just need to keep alive 2 phantoms, full life, roughly. Or like one well complete and 2 half. So he can make it, I think, but
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be hard to pin Han down now. Looks like on the other semi-final that things are going bad for Luke. He's got Wedge and Cassian dead. Ten Num has got 1 shield left, and Braylon is on 2. And there's on the other side of the table.
okay, Kev here decide to just like fly away and reform the swarm. That is like a good choice actually.
1 K-Wing that's undamaged, 1 is dead, 1 is left on 1 hull, and 1 K-Wing on 1 hull with a damaged engine.
3 banks.
Cool. But the thing is that he's got 3 ships on the board to Luke's 2.
You won't ask me to do that again, will you? Oh no, Kev! Phantom style!
Okay.
Yeah, he can afford to be cautious out here. He's got no reason to worry in this turn. Rotates his arc.
No shots, I assume.
Even because all the phantoms are cloaked, it would be like pointless try a lucky shot.
X-Wing hyperspace players, there is just over 5 minutes remaining in the round. 5 minutes remaining in the round.
Starting to run out of battery on all my devices. I've got no battery here. The iPad's still charging. This is going to be where it gets crucial. Is how we saw, in contrast to Ben Lee last round, we saw how Kevin's willing to move fast with those phantoms, make sure to press the engagement. And this, once again, he's got to do it now. He's losing by 4 points. He knows it. He's got to make sure that he's chasing Han. He can't. He's got to spread a wide net and just try and move that net across the board slowly, just kind of closing in on Han.
Cannot just actually run away, but
yeah, Han has to try and be able to guess where they're going to end up each turn, and be able to position himself perfectly to get a more favourable position.
I think whoever shoots is probably going to be right. Number 1.
Cool.
of course.
Thank you very much.
Safe. He's playing very safe. One up with everyone.
And I think he wants to try and see where Han's going to go this turn. See if he's just going to keep edging away, or if he's going to try and capitalise on a particular area of the board to work out, and so that Kev can try and work out where is he going to go next. Because right now, he could go either way. He could go straight ahead, he could go left, he could go right. And Kev doesn't want to overcommit to a situation where he could find himself in an unfavourable position for the next round, trying to chase him down. He maybe goes too far to one direction. So he's reformed up, giving him the opportunity to just kind of spread back out when he sees where he gets an idea of what Han's positional game wants to be. And Jack's pulled off the best move he could do, because he's still in the same place where it's not clear where Han could go. Han could go left, could go right, could go straight. And that makes it difficult for the Phantoms to decide where they're going to go without overcommitting and allowing Han to escape in the direction if they manage to choose unwisely.
And action will be to Keynes.
Okay.
This round will be fun.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so decloaking the Phantoms.
Well, I was thinking more about the order for me to decloak rather than the...
Is that for me? Thank you very much. Fenral, wicked. Awesome. What'd you
I
say?
want free stuff too.
You want free stuff? Do you want to have that one?
No thanks.
It's not
Imperial.
It's not
I'm
me
sorry.
being rude about the things people give it to me. It's just like, it's difficult. You know, you get all this stuff and it's like, thank you very much, and then like afterwards you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with it.
Too much stuff.
Like at the end of 1.0, you can imagine what that was like, clearing out that cupboard.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
I
really liked this. I really liked this. That chrome effect, Miranda from the Italians. I really liked that, and it was like, oh, I gotta chuck it. There's no point keeping it.
In the shoes box.
Yeah.
Shoes box. Too filled. Bang.
Yeah. like I say, it's short manoeuvres from the Phantoms. They need to work out what Hand's going to do, what kind of position he could be in for the next couple of rounds. So now here, they've got an advantage because the rock, the board edge, means he's coming round to their right. And that gives them an opportunity to try and one turn to the left, to the right, next turn, and try and block him off. Of course, Hand's got that signals loop, which could end up causing them more problems.
Probably not. Close.
X-Wing Hybrid contenders, that is final round. Finish your first round.
Okay, so K-Wing goes down on Luke's
boost of Jack
table.
here means that he's going to be like in a definitely better position for the next round.
Right.
But
what we can say is that on the other semi-final, there are now 2 dead K-Wings, a dead Wedge, a dead Cassian, and a Braylon Strum on half points. So, gets hit, and blank. Spends the target lock. Looks like a focus. Spends it with the force. And you've got blank, evade.
It is only 1 damage on number 3. Yeah.
Takes 1 shield on the yellow one, yeah.
Happy with that?
Not really, but
looks like
it's cool.
it is out of range. Out of line, sorry.
Not obstructed, no.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hyperspace players, just a reminder, you wish to drop in the next round.
This is the round in which Kev is going to probably be like a bit more aggressive.
If you have forgotten to do that, there is a drop list at the prize wall. Put your name on that list clearly and underneath, you will drop into the next round.
So Simon, what do you think about all the X-Wing community moaning about the Phantoms?
Moaning.
Yeah, moaning.
Moaning about
Every
the
single
Phantom.
player I played against was like moaning about how strong they are, how broken they are with juke. and
I'll tell
stuff.
you my official position. Okay. Now,
I want your like honest position, not the official.
no, 100%. My honest official position is that a long time ago, when I first started doing streaming, I was like, I was like everybody else, like, oh yeah, I'll give you advice on lists and stuff like that. Then I kind of felt afterwards that advising on lists, advising negatively against lists, was hurting me because there was less variety. And if I was to turn around and tell you like, well, yeah, you could bring this, but this will always beat it, then I'm propagating the meta and making my job more boring.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So I stopped doing it, and I have opinions that like obviously there is stuff that becomes very powerful and that people don't like because of its quote-unquote negative play experience. In the case of Phantoms, in the case of Extended, you're always going to have this issue where something, because controlling all of this card pool is just too difficult, and once you get rid of one thing, something else will show up. Once you get rid of one thing, something else will show up. And every time you edit the points as well, because there'll be another combo you weren't aware of, like for example when the Paratani showed up.
Yeah.
All those cards have been out for 6 months and no one had realised until they suddenly hit that gold mine combination, and that was when it started to propagate.
Yeah.
Now, in that respect, I will also say that the X-Wing community have been taught to be to have a carrot and a stick approach, in the sense that if they have a problem, to complain about it enough, and eventually it gets fixed. And that's what we saw in the last 2 years of first edition.
Yeah.
And I think people have got that attitude drilled into their head that if we complain about this enough, they'll do something about it. They'll fuck it. They'll get rid of it. And that's also a bad attitude, in my opinion. Is that we're trying to lead the game design. And I'm not saying that it doesn't need to be fixed, but I don't like the way the community got into this mindset that like when something becomes something we don't enjoy, to be like fact, or yeah. And so that's the sort of thing. That's my position on it, and that's me being as egalitarian as I can possibly be, knowing that there's an argument in the chat right now on that very subject because Tyler Tippett is in the chat right now. 1, 2 blanks, and an evade.
On the orange one. Mean 2 shields if he's not gonna spend his evade.
And the orange one's on full health.
You will.
I think that you got exactly the point on all the argument. By the way,
Give me 2.
Like, for example, from me, at this point, Phantoms haven't demonstrated themselves as being as powerful as possible. You've had a couple of tournaments where they have dominated, yes, but it's not the same sort of situations that we've seen in the past, where it's been like months and months of the same thing.
yeah.
We've seen Jack destroy 2 Phantom lists this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not... But then at the same time, in first edition as well, I'm not a favour of the argument that, like, it's beatable. I'm not in favour of that argument because I feel that's being too dismissive.
Yeah.
Right? Is that there is obviously an advantage at play, and that comes with extended edition. That is like there's too many factors to control it effectively.
On the top of everything, I think that I mean, playing the Phantoms is anyway a list that you have to think what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that in the 1.0 there were like lists that were like way worse than this one.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Way worse.
But there's also one of the other things I will say as well is that player skill in X-Wing
It's
is
90% of the game.
right.
Practice
but
and
no,
player
but
skill.
you gotta wait for me to finish, right?
Yeah.
There are a top 10%.
Yeah.
Right. But then once you get down that top 10% where there's undeniable talent, once you get out of that top 10%, the rest of the like the next 70% of the field is very nebulous and very close at skill level. Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a top 10% of people that manage to dominate the game on all aspects. Paul Heaver being one of them, right? That controls every single information, all the information he has, where he knows about lists and abilities and stuff like that, and when to best leverage a game in position. And so he's like in that top 10%. But then once you fall out of that top 10%, there's a lot of things that like this is a really good player, but then so is everybody else is around about his same level. Is what I'm trying to say. Is that so the top 10% of players are are undeniably good, but then the next section of the field is very wide, and a lot of them are, knowing it or not, on a very level playing field. And so when you've got a list that's got an advantage, like what happened last year with Lothal Fent, even mid-level players can have a lot of success because that nebulous field of player ability isn't as wide as people like to think it is. It's not as easy to turn around and say this is a good player and this one isn't. There's a lot of factors at stake, and that's part of the reason why you've got problems. Like, for example, the number of high-level players we have that have never won a tournament. Jack's an example. I've already said on the stream this weekend that in Jack's case, Jack is undeniably one of the most successful British players. Hasn't won a major tournament, but has consistently made cut and high-level matches and high-level play in large-sized European tournaments and 2 World Championships in a row. So there's no doubt.
I completely agree with you. I mean, sometimes I think that a mistake that people make is just judging from like who win the tournament, but or Jack is like absolutely, I think, one of the best players I've ever played against.
We get into that kind of mindset where people are like, oh, if you've not won a tournament, you're not good. But then we also get into the same mindset where somebody wins with the one supposedly powerful list, and it's dismissed his achievement as well. So it's like our community has kind of developed this relationship and uses inertial dampeners. And I'm not 100% sure it's something I'm really fully agreed with.
Looks like range 1, range 3, range 3.
Right, so orange has got 1 shield.
I would like to maybe start getting rid of
And this has put Jack in a dangerous position.
Orange is shieldless, and yellow and blue are like 1 shield each. So
right, orange is shieldless. Right, okay. No, I got that. Yeah, okay. That was up to date. Okay. So I mean, there's a situation where it's difficult, and I appreciate all sides of the arguments, and I think I've always been very clear. I'm very
Yeah.
I do kind of dance in between the waves in that aspect, in all forms of the community, online, in person. One of the things I also learned very quickly: 1, 2 focuses, 3 hits,
the yellow one,
blank,
3
blank,
blanks.
blank. On the yellow one,
Bad roll. Is actually Kev gonna keep the ring?
so yellow uses a shield, takes a damage card, takes 2 damage cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, down to 1 hit point.
He kept the
Yeah.
evade for having like best.
I learned very early that I didn't want to try and take sides in things, because then when I start getting towards the final table, I might find myself asking someone who I've probably taken an argument with that, would you like to go on stream? And I've got to try and be as what's the word, impartial as possible, and not let personal conflict kind of get into it. So blank and evade from Han. See, this is a dangerous position because he spent all those shields. Now he might be giving up half points.
He's gonna take half points if he's not gonna spend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So 1 damage.
R2D2 a shield.
No, you still have like the shot from the yellow one.
Yeah, no, of course I'm saying at the end of the round.
Range 3, 2 dice. Juke active. Juke 1.
Rerolls with Han.
Double evade.
Looks like he's got just
half points
Yeah.
on.
half points gone to Han, but as soon as he regenerates that shield, it takes it back. So he's got to be very careful and see if he can get that. If he was to take the orange one off the table, at least not ahead. He's got a half point, another one. So that's why we're looking at orange. We're looking at taking a whole point off of orange and destroying yellow. So
He
he's
rolled
taking
like
another
twice
damage
the
card.
damage. Oh no, he's a crit this one.
Exposes a damage card.
Oh yeah.
That's a loose stabilizer.
That could have gone better for you.
Unlucky.
I'm fairly
Sorry,
sure
you sent me something. Okay.
This user will go straight like up and watch so
that's true.
Kev was probably hoping to put like 1 more damage through.
Put that shield back on laptop.
I'm sure you will.
It's not updated on my screen. It's all right. I've put 4 of them on now. It wasn't going on my screen. It was going up on the feed, but not on my screen. Okay. So they go back to dials. Now that's not a good situation now for
Definitely not.
for Jack with a loose stabilizer, but he's not got the half points on.
Still an advantage.
Yeah, he's still an advantage, and he's probably going to take off yellow, and he's only got to get 1 more damage on orange to get points on there. Loose stabilizer crit on Ham. Loose stabilizer after you execute a non-straight maneuver, suffer 1 damage and repair this card.
Yeah, I'm set.
Or use an action to repair it. So he could be going 1 straight.
Yeah,
And Kev's going to try and block that. Those straight maneuvers, forcing him to take another damage. Giving him those points again, securing those points. Yeah, I think it was a poor choice of Han to have committed to that 5 straight when he was in the middle of the board area, moving down this area.
I think that he should have like boost once was in that position. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's easy to speak now, but
Yeah, of course.
There is a drop list at the prize wall. You have 5 minutes to put your name on that list, or you will be in the next round. If you have already ticked the box on your score,
avoiding the inertial dampers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It may bump, I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it.
The 0 would give him a damage as well from loose stabilizer, wouldn't it, if he did inertial damage?
Yeah, if feet.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, 3 hard? Yeah.
Yeah. Even Kevin laughs. Takes that damage.
Yeah, take a damage for it.
Eats it.
Oh, it's not fitting.
Is it not going to fit?
No, I don't think it is. Can you mount back?
And they're not sure if it's fitting right now. Hang on.
With that one there.
If it's not
then
fitting,
this guy
it's
is
gonna be a
hard to
disaster.
follow.
It's going to be a
For
disaster
Jack,
for
yeah.
Jack.
So, we might that.
Yeah. Move him out.
Seb's there ready to lend an extra hand.
Let me leave it there for a second. He was there, right?
Yeah.
Luke wins.
Okay, happy?
Yeah.
Oh, wait 1 minute. Yeah, well, I can move.
So Luke, UK national champion,
Damn it.
2 times. 2-time UK national champion. He didn't win 2 times. It took him 2 goes to get it. that was the famous funny story. Is now into the final of the System Open. He's done quite well historically in the System Opens. I remember like last year, not last
2
year.
years ago.
2 years ago, he got to top 8 as well, and ended up playing when he was playing
So, range 1 him.
Paratani, and ended up losing to Mashari, who went on to win. 1 rerolls for Han. We're going on orange, I guess, to try and get
Yeah, I can't do it. Even spending
focus.
That one.
Is it the yellow one or the orange one?
The one life one, yellow one.
Yeah, putting so much damage into the one that's only got 1 hit point, that seems a bit foolish, but okay.
So 4 damage. Oh, repair. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I thought it was a faction repair.
So,
So
number 3.
Yes.
Wait.
there's a problem, isn't there?
Simon, Anne has got just like 2 damage.
Yeah, I know. I mixed up the. I thought when he suffered the damage from the the crit, it was a card, and I forgot to take off the shield. I put a card on instead.
Damage. Reroll.
Rerolls for hand, recovers a shield, and that means Kev loses a whole ton of points. Oh. So this game is going straight down to the wire. We've still got 2 minutes, so this is going to be the last round now. And if Kev manages to get half points off of Han somehow, but I don't see the positioning he's got, I don't see it as being an easy task. I mean, I'm guessing Han's going to go 5 straight and boost, knowing it's the last round.
The mistake was the blue one. Blue one was instead of the 1 bank, should have done like the 1 hard
The 1 hard,
and
yeah.
barrel roll for cover the 3 hard was the only maneuver that he could do.
So anyway, it looks like we're coming to the end. But
Yeah.
what I will say to everyone while we're doing this planning phase, thank you very much to all of our Patreon supporters that have made this possible. Please, if you are watching and you are enjoying the feed, please do consider going over to patreon.com/firstearth and contributing there. All the money I receive goes straight to paying for the transport and accommodation costs to go to these large level tournaments around Europe. So please do consider giving us a hand there. And if not, then you've always got Twitch Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can use your Twitch Prime tokens to give me a little tip each month. And it looks like we're going to see Jack versus Luke in the final, is what I'm seeing right now. Time is about to be called in less than a minute.
Can you decloak the orange one 2 forwards?
Orange one decloaks 2 forward.
Of course. That's it, I'm not decloaking anymore. Leave 4 forwards and cloak.
Doesn't decloak, and then the blue one doesn't decloak. Orange one moves 4 forwards and cloaks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you had a move. I thought.
Yeah.
So,
Just like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then you just do it at 3 bank and off focus.
And 3 banks and focuses with turquoise, but that's not going to win a game.
No, exactly. I'm done.
Surely it was damage.
4 straight boosts.
Maybe Kev's not taking into account the time.
He's read the clock.
He can even like use.
He just said he
inertial damper.
just noticed the clock. Beep.
Time. Game.
So you take your damage.
Yeah, but I can regen.
Yes, I know you can. But you might damage yourself.
So it looks like he's popped inertial dampeners, trying to get more points off the board.
If it is, I don't damage this. I just run up. Right. I just
Make him lose the game. Okay, better.
the same argument.
No. I guess he's
It
kind
was
of
like the only
theory
way for
crafting.
lose this game is 4 straight boost and that's it. I don't get it.
I'm pretty sure it is. He just lives both.
There's nothing I could do. Okay.
And that's the end of the game. Hopefully that's cured Jack's stream jitters. He's had 2 wins in a row, but we'll see. Right, thank you very much, Alice, for joining me. That was great fun. And I'm going to go over and congratulate the both of them and ask for an interview with Kevin.
Fair enough to me.
Well played, Jack.
Oh man.
Jack, man.
Kevin,
Hello.
well done, man.
Thank you, son.
You've done amazing to get as far as you did.
I don't have the words to express how happy I am.
Just because
even though I've just lost the game, it's
Yeah.
just like, if you'd have told me Friday morning that I was going to make top 4 at the biggest X-Wing tournament in the world, I would have said, don't be silly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I would have said, don't be silly. That's not happening.
Because going back historically, I mean, and you appeared on stream on the very first
first
round,
Yavin,
at the
yeah,
very
yeah.
first Yavin, the System Open in the UK, with your Ghost and
With George's Ghost
with
and
well, I don't even remember Dash.
Ghost Dash, I think it was.
Yeah, that was painted up by George.
Yeah.
And but then. Since then, as far as your accolades are concerned, a regional win in Scotland, correct?
Yeah,
And that's it.
Regional winners, twice UKTC winners with Rasta and Simeon.
Yeah,
But
the problem there is that that's an extra official tournament.
it
so
is.
like,
But actual official FFG, just won a store champs, won a regional, top 4 at the System Open. I'll take that. I'll take that.
And the world's invite.
And the world's invite.
Which means that we're guaranteeing that the Warlords will be present at Worlds with Simeon, with yourself, and so
Rasta's got obviously Simeon's got an
the
extra
invite
place.
for the world. Yeah.
So
and he gets to bring someone in there
gets
to the tournament
he
as
gets to
well.
take his dad.
Oh right, well then that's sorted.
rather than his dad having
That's
to take
amazing.
you last time. So
That's cool.
So we can go again as a trilogy.
Awesome.
As a trio rather. There's.
Well, no, of course. Like you've got to go together. You
cannot
go
leave Chewie behind.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, so that's that taken care of. As far as your game is concerned, right? We saw Jack take down Ben in the last turn and in last round, and that was a lot more of like Ben, much more cautious repositioning, controlling board space. It looked to me from the beginning, you were like, I'm not going to give you all that place to play in, Jack. I'm going to press this engagement. I'm going to make sure that you know I'm here to fight, and that you have to work.
I'd like to think I made Jack work for it. I thought I'd got him at the end.
It was like that.
if I'm so tired.
Don't worry about it.
If I'd got one take back, there'd have been a barrel roll and not a focus in there.
Yeah.
To try and make sure that hard 3 wasn't going to.
This is what Alessandro was saying, is that you should have tried to block that off.
I got tired,
and I just figured it kind of like it kind of looked like you had him blocked in.
Yes,
it kind of looked like it was done.
And especially as it was like, if you don't, I know he got a lot of hull and R2D2, but in my head it was like he's just going to bump here and then hard 2 the next time, and that's just. You might think we're playing a board game or a miniatures game, but this is like an Iron Man.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I've probably had about 4 hours sleep in the last 2 days, and
that happens to me a lot.
And I'm running on fumes. I'm not a young man anymore.
Because you start doing, I call them brain sims.
Oh,
but it's basically when you have the bad dreams about what's going to happen, and you wake up in the middle like going, oh, you had that dream where like you come to the tournament and everything went wrong, and you're just like, no,
just get into sleep. I was. Friday night I was like, I must go to sleep early.
Yeah.
I woke up at 5 to midnight in my chair, telly playing to itself. It's like, right, go to bed. We're getting up early in the morning. Could I sleep when I went to bed?
No, of course not.
Oh God, it's. I've been to a lot of these tournaments and I've been to Worlds, and I still get that nervous excitement that you can't sleep. Like like a 5-year-old on Christmas Eve. So it's ridiculous, really.
And I think you can speak for the whole of the UK community to turn around and say, to know that you, Rasta, and Simeon will all be present at Worlds. It fills us all with pride. Yeah, 100%. You've been, like I say, I mean, that was my first ever tournament in the UK, and it's been since then that like I felt like especially from the Weekend Warlords, that like, yeah, man, you make people feel at home, you make the community feel like a group and like a family.
That's the way it is. It is family. It's all about family. You know, talk to Rasta. It's all about family. It's about everyone. That we got, you know, everybody wins or nobody wins. It's you know, and win or lose the game. I hope Jack's had a good game with me, and I hope all my opponents have had a good game over the weekend. It's just. I
don't think there's any doubt there.
No, it's just how I am.
One last comment on you, because the subject came up. Alessandro asked me as well. What's your take on the Phantom dilemma?
The Phantom dilemma.
I mean, you're playing it. That's got nothing to do with it. You know, what's your take on it? Is it that bad? Is it something that needs to be dealt with?
Do you know what? I've not played against it. As daft as that, you know, I've not had the mirror match. I've not played against it. I've played against plenty. I mean, I've played against Simeon so many times where he's run Echo and Whisper, and I've had the 4 Phantoms, and he tends to come out on top because, well, he's just better than me. I beat him every now and again, but to me, the list isn't Nim Miranda. It's not Ghost Fen. It's not Rack Quick Draw.
Yeah.
It's a very strong list, and I can understand people's frustrations playing against it. But at the end of the day, I've got 4 ships with 5 health on 2 green dice.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't have something that's going to just try and tilt the damage race in their favour, and maybe it tilts it too much, I don't know. I'm sure FFG are probably going to look at the System Open and the Hypers, not so much the Hypers, but the System Opens where 4 Phantoms have done so well, and I'm sure there's going to be another points tweak.
Which a lot of people complained about when they did the Upsilon one.
Yeah,
the decision.
The Upsilon one didn't bother me.
Whether or not you think it's something that's necessary or not, personally, I would rather see them be proactive than inactive, which was what happened last year.
But isn't the best thing the fact we have an app that allows us to do this?
But last year, for example, they knew second edition was coming, so it's just like, we're just going to leave all that stuff out there. We're not going to fact anything. And I'd rather see them be proactive in that respect and try and do something about it, and maybe even get it wrong sometimes, than just sit there and go, that's what you've got for 6 months.
I personally think they reduced Leah too many points to the point where she's a must-have in Rebel squads. I mean, there's a lot of people who'll be throwing things at the computer screen now, saying that the Rebels need it, and maybe they do, but maybe 8 points was too much and 2 is too few. But
I don't know. I get what you're saying. 100%. I wouldn't exactly know how to respond to it, because I kind of feel like it's with having to recharge those free charges. It's quite well balanced in that respect.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not every turn.
No. Yeah.
But it's. I mean, everyone's got their faction, haven't they? And
anyway, as we've gone to time, right? Thank you very much, Kev. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for agreeing to go on stream.
It's been a blast. You're welcome.
And I hope you're feeling a lot better and you're going to go home. And
do you know something? I need something to eat.
Are you on Easter holidays?
I am tomorrow.
All right. Okay. So I was just thinking.
When I get home tonight, the alarm clocks are turned off, the blackout curtains are coming over, and I'm going to wake up when I wake up. It might even be Tuesday.
Excellent. Excellent.
Cheers,
Thank
Simon.
you, Kev. Have a nice, safe trip home.